All right, part two, looking at translating Chinese culture. At the end of chapter one, there's a few practical questions, and one of them strikes me because I just marked some homework that had a very similar issue. The tone of one of the sample translations is laudatory, so it's full of, oh, the amazing so and so did this amazing piece of amazing art, blah 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 blah. And the question is, literally, should the unalloyed praise be fully reflected in the translation, or should it be toned down? And in the homework that I recently marked, it was a very, very, very patriotic Chinese film review, and I mean it was very patriotic, to the point where if you didn't tone it down, it sounds more than a parody in English. It sounds even worse than a parody. It's got parody as an 8, this is a 200. It's gone way beyond a parody. And just to make it so that people won't burst into laughter, you have to kind of tone it down, because we're not used to that level of patriotism in reviewing a movie, you know. It would just strike the reader as so alien, and we use that kind of tone as for comic effect in English. So you've gone into the comic effect region. Now, at the same time, a laudatory tone we absolutely do use. In fact, I think it's one of the official there's a bunch of registers that are kind of considered official. I think laudatory is one of them. I might be wrong. But yeah, we do use laudatory writing, so I'm much more comfortable. If I read an English piece that's very laudatory, it doesn't make me think, oh, what on earth is this? You know, I feel quite comfortable with it. If it's laudatory and the word choices are very, very strong, then maybe that would the two effects combined might be too much. So maybe keep the kind of tone, but don't let it take over the rest of the document. Don't let it don't let it make every sentence be about, oh my god, how good is this? Oh my gosh, how good is this guy? Yeah. There's another question for the same passages. The text includes culture-specific art terms and proper names. Would footnotes be imperative? Okay, so in commercial translations that I do, my clients never want footnotes ever. They would say to me, I don't care what process you went through, I just want it in English. And I've kind of internalized that over the decades. And I really never do footnotes, even when yeah, I mean, who wants, you know, you're reading a information thing about I don't know, a MMR jab or something, or a back translation on a psychotherapy evaluation, and there's all these footnotes. In Chinese, the family unit consists of so and so and so, and they live in a traditional house called a Sihe Yuan, da 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 da. It's like, what? Why are you telling me that? Just call it a house, man. Call it a family. Unless it's really, if it's really important, it should be in the key text. If it's not really important, then don't tell me. That's kind of my overall view. But with something like, if you're going to a museum and there's text on the wall telling you about the painting, you want information. That's why you're there. Yeah, my personal inclination would still be, don't put them in footnote. If you need it, kind of use wording that makes it clear rather than having a footnote. I personally really don't like footnotes at all. Yeah, my thoughts. So yeah, this reading through chapter 1, I would say I've gone through and I've done all the sample translations and I've read through them line by line. There was a bunch of terminology that I didn't know, and I did actually learn some cultural stuff, and we touched on things like the notion of pregnancy used as a metaphor, which is, you know, kind of intriguing, I guess. Yeah, so overall, worth the read. Even for someone like me, I do technical stuff. But yeah, there's stuff you can learn from this. Thanks.